In this video, you'll learn how to create disk partitions using fdisk and how to mount those partitions as file systems, a task that many Linux admins find challenging. Stay until the end to also learn how to manage partitions with LVM, a flexible storage management system that can save you time and reduce complexity. First thing, we need the disk to be plugged into our system. As we can see here, using the lsblk command, the disk named SDA is present, but has no partitions or file systems mounted yet. On the other hand, the NVMe 0N1 disk already has 3 partitions and 4 logical volumes. The first partition is mounted on /boot/EFI, the second on /boot, and the third has been split into 4 logical volumes. The SDA disk is 5 GB in total, and to keep things simple for this example, we'll create just 2 partitions. Let's get started. First, type fdisk followed by the disk you want to manage, in our case SDA. All block devices live under /dev, so we run fdisk/dev/SDA. Now we're inside the fdisk command line interface. Not sure what you can do here? Press M to see all available options. For now, let's press P to print the partition table. Here you can see everything about the disk. Total size, sectors, disk label, all the good stuff. Let's create the first partition. Just press N, and this is where the real fun begins. Now we choose P for a primary partition. On MBR disks, you only get 4 primary partitions, or 3 primary and 1 extended with logical partitions inside. So be careful with the design of the partitions, because once data is written, resizing on previous partitions is not flexible at all. Next, the partition number. We'll just hit enter and accept the default partition 1. First sector, leave it as is. Everything before 2048 is reserved for disk metadata. Now the important part, size. For the last sector, we type +2G to create a 2 GB partition. If everything looks good, then we press W to write the changes. Up to this point, nothing was modified on disk. Once you press W, it's real, so double check, because after this, there's no undo. Quick tip before we continue. Always test these actions on a test VM or a lab machine first. Never experiment on real data. Now when we run lsblk again, boom, there it is. A brand new partition under SDA called SDA1. Let's create one more partition, because next we're going to play with LVM. This part's easy now. N for new partition, P for primary, 2 for the partition number. Leave the first sector as is, and for the last sector, just hit enter to use the rest of the disk. Finally, W to apply the changes. And just like that, 2 partitions ready to go. Next up, we're diving into LVM explaining 2 scenarios. First, we will create a brand new mount point, and then, the real magic, we will extend a mount point that lives on a different disk. That's where LVM really starts to shine. Before we touch any commands, let's understand how LVM actually works. At the very bottom, we have our physical volumes. These are just disk partitions. Each physical volume belongs to a volume group. Above that, we create logical volumes, and those logical volumes are what get formatted and mounted as file systems. So think of it like this: disks, volume groups, logical volumes, file systems. Now let's connect the dots. Our first disk partition is a member of the volume group rhel_shell. From that single volume group, we've created 4 logical volumes, each mounted on a different file system. In the second scenario, we'll extend the existing volume group rhel_shell using the third partition. Then we'll take that new free space and grow the var logical volume, and finally, the file system itself. In the first scenario, we'll do something different. We'll create a brand new volume group called VG_lab. then a new logical volume called LV_lab, and mount it on a brand new file system called lab. Let's do this. First, we turn our partition into a physical volume with pvcreate/dev/sda1. Now LVM knows about it, we can verify with the pvs command. Next up, we create a volume group called vg_lab using that physical volume. vg create vg_lab/dev/sda1. We can verify with the vgs command. So far, so good. Now comes the fun part. With lvcreate, we create a logical volume called lv_lab, and we give to it all the free space from vg_lab. At this point, we've got a brand new block device we can verify with LVS. Right here, managed entirely by LVM. Next, we format it as an XFS file system. Then we create our directory. And finally, we mount it. That's it. When we list our file systems, you'll see the new one mounted and ready to go. Clean, flexible, powerful. All right, now scenario number 2. This is where LVM really starts to show its power. Just like we saw in the diagram, we're going to take the second partition we created earlier and use its free space to grow a file system that lives on a completely different disk. Right now, the /var file system lives on /dev/vme0n1p3. What we're going to do is add the second partition from SDA to the same volume group that /var already belongs to. Let's go step by step. First, we turn the second partition into a physical volume. Now LVM knows it can use that space. Next, we extend the existing volume group of rhel_shell by adding this new physical volume to it. At this point, if we check the volume group, we can see that now it has free space available. And this is where the magic happens. We take that free space and extend the logical volume called var. We also check the size of var file system to notice the difference afterwards. We also tell LVM to resize the file system at the same time, so everything happens instantly. No unmounting, no downtime. We use all the available free space, apply the change, and that's it. So what we told LVM to do here was simple. Extend the logical volume var, which belongs to the volume group rhel_shell, using all the free space available in that volume group. And at the same time, by using the R option, we also told LVM to grow the file system immediately. So the logical volume and the file system were both extended in a single step. Now let's take a look at the file systems. You'll see that /var has grown even though the extra space came from a different disk. That was it, folks. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel and lets me keep making more Linux content like this. And drop a comment below. Let me know what Linux topic you want me to explain next. Until next time, thanks for watching.